Hello everyone. So in this video, I'll be explaining you what are Omni applications and how Dojima Builder Marketplace is trying to solve the cross-chain hassles or intents and solvers. So let's get to know what are Omni applications. Omni applications represents a groundbreaking evolution in decentralized ecosystems. They are nothing but intent-driven, meaning users simply specify what they want to achieve and the underlying system take care of the complexities. There won't be any manual navigation of multiple chains or dealing with cross-chain complexities. Omni applications simplify the process, making blockchain interactions seamless and user-friendly. Let's get to know how it works. So in this Omni applications, we will be mainly dealing with intents and solvers. So what is an intent and how it is made? Let's say, for example, user wants a certain outcome by just giving inputs, and the solution will be provided by someone else. So user will be defining their goals and or we call it as intents. Let's take, for example, swap tokens on one chain and stake them on another chain or somewhere else in the dApp. So intents are high-level instructions that abstract away technical details, allowing users to focus on desired outcomes. So after setting an intent, solver comes into place. So solvers are specialized algorithms or agents executing intents. So solvers identify the best path to solve the intents, optimize the speed, cost, and security, and handling cross-chain operations. So solvers ensure that user intent is fulfilled efficiently and accurately, delivering results across chains in a cohesive manner. So let's see how Dojima Builder Marketplace is trying to solve this. Now here, if you can see, this is the basic UI, which is a beta version under working. So I'll just walk you through this Builder Marketplace or Solver Marketplace that deals with intents and solvers. So let's say, for example, a user wants to create an intent, and let's provide some basic details required for this. So let's take that the project name is something like cross chain transfer, and description can be provided whatever according to the project name provided. Cross chain transfer or transfer of tokens between users. So these are the basic intent types that templates provided right now, but in the coming days there will be more wide range of varieties that user can create. So let's take, for example, this is the intent type based on the project you are trying to create, and once you click on create, the intent will be created on the user name. So once I click that, so you can see the intent is created. You can just navigate to view page so to see the all intents that were created by the user. So as you can see here, just now I've created cross-chain transfer, and here are the details that the intent created by the user. You can edit them or delete the intents whenever you require. And you can see all the list of details for each and every intent. So here in this case, if you want to quote a swap on third chain, you just need to provide minimum details required for the, and that intent will be created. As you can see here, this is the option for quoting. So once you provide once you select that particular intent, the necessary details need to be provided in order to create that. So this is the UI for creating intents and viewing them for an user. And when it comes to solver UI, here you can see all the list of intents created by all the users, not only particular to the logged in user. Here we can see all the intents that need to be solved. So you can see the basic overview of intents that are created and the type of intent it is. And here on click on view, you can see the details of the intent and the intent type, overall details. Here you can see the details of cross-chain swapping code, and this is the latest one which we have created right now. You can see the details of all that. So in order for a solver to solve this particular intent, they just need to click on solve and it will be navigating to the UI where solver can try different methods or try different solutions that this intent can be solved. So whenever solver comes up with a plan to solve this intent, they can provide the overall summary to the intent creator so that the particular intent can be solved, and the solver will be rewarded accordingly for solving the intents. So let's take for example, I want to solve this particular intent. Once I click on solve, I'll be navigated to the flow view where we have a user-friendly and interactive UI which the solver can make use to solve these intents. So I'll be walking you through how this works in the flow for a solver to execute. So we have different types of elements or nodes present over here. So this is an API request node where user can make use of wide range of APIs that are available as of now. There will be more in future and in the coming days where user can make use of different cross-chain protocol APIs and more. By making use of them, they can try to come up with some solution for the intents. So since right now I'm trying to do a transfer of those tokens from one user to other user. So I have selected those transfer, and when you click on view API, you can see the API request details with what type of API request it is, what are the inputs that are required, and what was the expected output that will be coming through this API. And if there are any inputs that are required to be passed to this API, here the user needs to provide the details for getting the respective outcome of the API. And this one is the decision element or node where based on the connected node, the user can specify a particular condition, validating that after evaluation of this condition, if it is true, it will be navigated to different the connected node, whichever it is connected to the success condition. If it is failing this condition, the result will be sent to the failed node, whichever it is connected. And here we have a different node called data node, which user can or solver can try to see the output of this flow, whatever the flow it is executing and what is the final output it is receiving to this particular data node. So here, once you click on this particular thing, you can see the outcome, whatever the flow executes over here. So, and also here you have two options. One is success and fail. When the request is success, you can see the success details over here. And when there is a failed response that is getting for the API, you can see it over here. So based on the response, whichever is processed, the next node will be validating or processing the output. So in order for the entire flow to be executing, start and stop nodes are mandatory, since the flow thinks that this is where the execution starts and this is the ending point of the flow. So once the solver thinks that this might be the solution that performs or executes the intent, the user can click on run present over here, so that the execution of flow works from start to stop. So let us consider this is the solution that solver is thinking the solves the transfer dodge functionality. So provide the input details that are required to perform the API request, and let's try in testnet, and the output for this is of type balance and transaction hash. So here you can provide a condition which might be true. Based on that, you can just save the condition. Here you can see the type of output that is received for this particular decision node. You can just save the condition. Here I am keeping it as, let's say for example, the balance of the account whichever is transferring the tokens is greater than 1. So I am saving the condition, and if it is true, the output will be provided over here. If it is false, the output comes over here and it's execute the entire flow. So let's try doing that. So since we are trying to do a transfer of tokens over here, we need to have a wallet added, Dojima wallet added to your browser, and click on run. So as you can see, I have Dojima wallet present over here. I need to give password for connecting to wallet. So as you can see here, now the API is processed. So let's see what is the response that we are getting. So we are getting that our balance is present and some issue with the RPC or some issue with the tokens. So since we got a failed response, as you can see here, and the condition is balance is greater than 1, we have balance 0.24. So it is a failed response and we are getting outcome in this particular data node. So as you can see, condition met is false, balance is less than 1, and the transaction is not performed. So this is how the flow works for failure case. If you want to try success case, it's all about trial and error method. So solver will try different ways to execute the intent and will come up with the best solution for that particular intent. And you can also add multiple nodes whichever are required for performing that particular intent. So right now I've tried to add a new API node and I can just connect them, making use of them to the output of this particular node to provide as input to this particular API node, and I can just connect this to whatever node I required. It all depends on how solver wants to execute different ways of solving that particular intent. So I can just select any one request and I will be provided with that options. So here I have selected to get the pools available. So I'll be making use of this to do that particular. And if you don't want that, you can just delete it. So that particular entire connection will be deleted. And if you want to clone this particular node, you can just click on this and you can generate a new one. So similarly, same thing happens with add node and this particular one. So you can just add a new node to this particular node present over here. So similarly, you can try with different things, like let's say, for example, I want to get the latest chain price. So I'll try to do this, and here I'm trying to get latest chain price of a certain crypto token. So input by default here, this API is taking Bitcoin as default value. You can update to according to your wish, and the output, whatever the output that is provided, that price of type number will be displayed over here. So let's try that once. So once I click on run, see the API request is success, and once it is success, you will be getting the success response, and the data is passed to this data node, whichever is connected to this particular API. And you can see the details of whatever you want to make use. So this is how the solver can make use of this flow UI to perform certain process to solve the intents, making user to go through so many trial and errors, and making it user friendly and interactive for the solver to make it liveliness. So this is how this builder marketplace for Omni applications works. If user gets logged out of the application, they can't see all the details. So in order to that, they need to again log into that particular account, whichever they are trying to make use. So this is how Omni applications works in intents and solvers, and how an intent can be solved, an intent can be created from users or developers. Making use of these solutions, users can make them public and make other developers or users to use them in their respective applications that might be using that respective intent. So Dojima is trying to make this possible by providing it as user-friendly and interactive, so that user might not get bored or something like that. So that's how Solver Marketplace or Omni applications works in Dojima Builder Marketplace. Thank you.